Alright, let's just jump right into it, shall we? So, tonight we are playing some Draven Sion discard aggro. Now, compared to the list I was playing day one when we were exploring the new Bandlewood expansion, made a few key changes to this deck, and so far they felt pretty good. I've been using this deck to get, daily wins on the ladder quite a bit. And so let's just go over those quick changes right now. So the big one was Flame Chompers. So originally we had some Visions in the deck. I've cut those for Flame Chompers for a couple of reasons. The first being that so we're not going as wide as fast as previous iterations of discard aggro, say with Draven Jinx. And so Visions don't feel like they're that impactful versus the Flame Chompers. For that reason, so like Flame Chompers, so the one way to think about it is that Visions are allowing you to push more damage with your units, and they're doing that potentially over multiple turns, but ultimately, since our deck is going a little bit bigger than those decks were, felt that Flame Chompers could actually push just as much, if not more damage in some situations, just because it lets you get a blocker out of the way that would otherwise trade with your units, and it can let you, push damage that way. Flame Chompers are also a better early discard target for your cards, so like Zonite Urchins, even Portal Cannons, Reborn Grenadiers, or Grave Physicians. Before your board is really wide, the Visions kind of just like felt like they weren't doing as much, so Flame Chompers are better for that reason. That's the big change. The other small change I made, so I was running a couple copies of Lady of Blood because I really thought the card was intriguing. I liked it a lot, both thematically, visually, etc., and its effects seem interesting. Still running one of them for those reasons, and also I think the card is quite good. There's some situations where you want to grind a little bit more, or you can actually get a lot of burst damage through like discarding multiple Reborn Grenadiers that she creates. So I still think I like the one of Lydia Blood for now, but I cut the second one for some Time Winder just because I saw other decks running it, and I was like, oh, that's a neat card. I kind of forgot this card existed. When it first came out, I was like, is that something discard aggro could run? And since I saw someone another list running it, I thought, why not give it a shot? And it's actually felt pretty good so far. There's definitely been a couple situations where it lets you deal with some X1 elusives that are being pesky, or it was actually one game I had where this actually killed my opponent because I got them down to 1, and we drew that. We actually had a Get Excited in hand at the same time, but still it was nice to have an extra way to kill them in case they like denied or somehow stopped it. Anyway. That's pretty much it. The rest of the list is I think identical to what we ran day one. We're still on the 2 Sion, not full 3. I feel like with the amount of card draw this deck has, I find the Sions consistently enough when I need them, and I've had plenty of games where I have not seen a Sion and still won. So I think I'm happy with the 2 Sion for now, but I could definitely see a world where I want to go up to 3, in which case I could see a few candidates for cutting. Lost Soul can sometimes be kind of clunky with multiples of these, but I do still think I want 3 of them for now, just because I want to have consistent turn 4 plays that are relevant, and the turn 4 challenger is really good in particular. The only other cut I could think of that I'd make for now, besides maybe this one of Time Winder, would be the Rummage. Haven't been super happy with 3 Rummage. I still think I'd want 2, but could see the third one being maybe that third Sion. Could also see it being something else like Salt and Stitches, whatever that card is called. 3 hasn't felt super good, but for now we're gonna run this list, see how we do. Like I said, this has been one of my go-tos for laddering, or getting daily wins, daily experience for the last week and a bit. So for the last 2 weeks, I guess this game's been out for just over a week, right? I don't know. I can't remember. My timeline's all kind of messed up because I went on a long weekend camping trip recently, so pretty sure it's only been a week. Gotta keep the Draven in hand. I like that. Look for something for Zonite Urchin to discard on turn 1. Yep. That rider qualifies. That's our turn 2 play as well, so that's nice. Draven Draven Axe can discard to get this Lost Soul online for turn 4. This matchup is interesting because it could be... it can be very bad. Just in my experience playing this archetype, I've played this archetype a lot. It's actually one of my favorites. They can put out a lot of blockers, and then on top of that, they have a lot of removal they have access to, including what we just saw, the Hexite Crystal that the Fallen Feline puts into play. Wouldn't surprise to see this get Mystic Shot right now. It's also a question of like, do I want to attack with it? They could like be baiting us without a blocker, go Mystic Shot. I think that the upside of running Draven out here for the attack is just too high to ignore, so I'd rather do that. But yeah, this matchup can be tough. It can be tough, and we're yeah, especially for like quote more fair aggro deck than somewhat the other decks are doing with their like kind of combo-esque finishes. I may as well do this now, I think. I don't see them trying to get cute and block the Draven when they know we have the Spinning Axe in hand. So I'll just go ahead and do that. There's a Mystic Shot we were talking about. Not surprised to see that. Now we have got Draven at least one tick out of 2 towards leveling up. And we have a Twin Blade Revenant here, which both of these units actually survive the Hexite Crystal, which is nice. Which they have not found yet, it would seem. They are predicting quite a bit, though. Let me just run out this Challenger here. We're gonna. I think we want to get. We want to get Zillion. May as well. He's gonna block something at some point anyway. I want to just take him down. We might just Spinning Axe Draven again. Get another Twin Blade Revenant out and about.
Gonna find a gift for Renekton, right, Arda?
It's an interesting choice. Yeah, I think even though we have a second Draven in hand, I think I'd much rather them do that than get me out of the thing. That is interesting though. So why don't I start? I think I'm actually gonna play this rather than discard it. I think I want to play this to get the Lost Soul, which I'll play out, and then I can Spinning Axe a Flame Chompers out. Just we have a lot of things that we could potentially discard. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do.
I wasn't done.
It's not too scary. All the more reason to get this out to kill the Zillion so he doesn't level up. Does he have Thermo Beam? He does. Okay.
Time for the moneymakers.
So the question now is, do we hook this and push more damage? Or do we hook the Zillion and then get him out of the way a couple turns in a row? Let's... it doesn't mean... Oh, we're not getting it a couple turns in a row, though, because we are losing it anyway to this time bomb, though. Okay, so maybe that was us.
And I thought I was already perfect.
Yeah, so I could have done much the same thing except potentially make this Zillion block the 3-2, which is unlikely, but you never know. This might be a Rummage turn. Okay, still no Hexite Crystal, which is nice. I guess the next thing we're worried about them finding is just another Thermo Beam. We don't want to drop the Sion, them Thermo Beam it, and then not get that rally effect. That would be bad. think this is just a pass here. Is it? I don't think we need to block there. Yep. Now if they have a Hexite Crystal, we're going to be very sad.
This is the ground they die on.
Hopefully they don't find anything too... If they find just, you know, blockers, that's not a big deal. We can always Spinning Axe this Twin Blade Revenant and take out the Zillion. Which is what we're hoping to do here. What am I discarding? Probably the Fallen Rider.
Now we're cooking. Axes coming right up.
See if it works. I doubt it. Our opponent passed and did nothing, so I'm assuming they have something pretty good.
Let me introduce you to Sion.
It might even be the Zillion spell. Champion spell, but that's a lot of their mana just to save a Zillion. They're not going to get any value. I guess they get it again next turn, fleeting, but that's not that big of a deal. They are doing it.
Acacia needs you, my friend. Nothing really stays the same.
Okay, well let's play out stuff that doesn't die to Time Bomb then, huh? Start with this. Pretty low committal play. Still no Hexite Crystal. That's very, very
We can
good.
always rely on you to keep us safe.
Beautiful face. The party has arrived. I hate parties.
I hate parties.
Who is left to kill?
Okay.
It's not safe.
Just a moment.
So, do we want to power up Draven that much? What else do they have? They have a Time Bomb that gets them a redraw. Aspiring Chronomancer can find something and then they can redraw, but then they only have 2 mana left. I don't think they'll be able to kill Sion though.
You hoping they'll die of boredom?
I'm gonna get 2 of these anyway, so I may as well get rid of this. And that way, that's 1 less damage that he's preventing.
Draven down.
Okay. think I'm going with a couple Poros here first, before anything else. Oh, that was a mistake. Now I'm only getting one. Haha. Whoops. I was actually debating getting rid of the other Twin Blade Revenant, and I thought, well, what's the point? That was the point. Our opponent has nothing anyway. I figured as much. Like, they would have had to hit a Thermo Beam off the top there, and if they had to kill the Overwhelmed Draven, even our one elusive Poro does the job with all the Spinning Axe we had in hand. Kate Timo, but the Vandal City variant, so they're all about the shrooms. No, I don't think I like any of that in the opener. Yikes. Okay then. Gonna have to hope the top of our deck is somewhat hot, because this is not a good opener for us. That's not great, considering what we have in hand. Oh boy, and it's only gonna get worse depending on what he hits off these pranks. Well then. I guess I need to go for this, just in case we don't draw another way to do it. But if we don't draw another way to discard, we're like, this is game over anyway, right? This is our play next turn. This is the play the following turn. No reason not to attack here, and I'm not surprised to see our opponent block. Okay, that's a Draven. That's a better turn 3 play than this, that's for sure.
I have the best job.
One step ahead. Playing the groundwork.
Let's see if our opponent can stop us getting their Kate here.
Watch and learn.
Start with here and see what they do, because they mark the damage on here, so I assume they have something. Okay, so they have another Caitlyn in hand, I guess, is why they're doing this.
Beautiful face.
Now we wait. Me miss? Not by a long shot.
Yep. Probably gonna see them open attacks here. I think we're okay with just doing this. Definitely not what we wanted to happen. In anticipation that maybe I was supposed to rummage before playing this out. If I thought a little bit more about the things I wanted to do the following turn after this play, yeah, maybe I should have considered that. So, yeah, because now this is kind of offline. I guess we can discard something to the Poro Cannon. I also kind of want to kill the Caitlyn, though. Card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's puts this down to 8, but then this gets this. This should give me 2 kills still.
Next thing I know, I'm up to my britches in purple berries.
I'll recite your rights.
Am I supposed to push a damage with the spinning axe? I don't think so.
The trap is set.
I'm just gonna play these out. Definitely what I was hoping would happen. Let's see. I play Sion here. It's fine, I didn't want to play that guy.
Hot on the trail.
Is this what passes for war?
Where was I?
Show me the file. Practice, as they say, makes perfect.
There's another rummage. Could actually be worth playing. Not now, though.
Scoping the area.
Lamb to the slaughter.
Now beware. Hurry.
I feel like I have to.
No interrupted!
So I don't know that a second Scion's gonna do it, huh? Because it depends on how, I guess it depends on how wide he can go on board. If he has another one of those big defensive guys. Have a spinning axe to help push damage, I suppose. And then this.
Die a fool, flee a coward.
I guess we'll try it. Too bad we don't have,
This will be my magnum opus.
okay. I'm sure we're just dead to the
Who is left to kill?
Draw 2. Yep, they got us. It was looking like we might make a comeback there, but our slow start caught up to us in the end.
Sorrow has no place in war.
Yeah, I imagine if we had a much faster start, boy, we would have been able to pressure them a lot more effectively, and possibly make some better trades in the early game to prevent taking as much damage as we did early on. 'Cause a lot of the damage they caused was from having attackers that we couldn't deal with. I think I'm gonna go turn on a light in the background because I'm looking kind of. Well, I mean, it's kind of a start.
Anything else? Anything else?
We have early plays that
I don't
also
want to
act
make
as
whatever woke you
blockers,
up.
which is nice.
So 10 stitches to awaken the blood within.
See what I've learned?
I have the best job.
Could be a game where Lady of Blood comes down in 4, then starts doing work.
I'm innocent!
So I actually want to get like multiple uses out of the blockers.
Hey, buddy, what you doing? To work.
Don't touch it!
Could power up the Warmonger. I'm not sure if that's correct though. Oh, sorry. Could power up Draven with the Warmonger, but I'm not sure if that's correct. Cause a couple more damage.
What are you waiting for? Time for the moneymakers. Stim the bleeding.
Well, replacement Draven's kind of nice after we got this one down to 1. Of course, we kind of. I think I'm just gonna pass here.
We can always rely on you to keep us safe. Turn it so. It can be undone.
Sure. I think I want to Spinning Axe. Or, sorry, Whirling Death. Pretty sure I want a Whirling Death.
Come out and play.
I should have been paying attention. I didn't look for a face peeking at us or any of that. Because that could have let me know if they had removal up. They didn't seem like they had Bone Skewer in hand. Maybe they could have predicted it to the top of their deck, but there was a few moments in that game where I felt like if they They had the 2 mana, and if they had the Bone Skewer, they would have used it. If they play a 1 mana landmark on turn 1, I could see us Zonite Urchining the Ancient Warmonger and getting in for a big hit next turn. But could be playing that 1 mana 2/1 that generates artifacts. If we found this guy, I think that's what I'd rather do anyway. Now, they could be playing the Hexite Minefield that's going to stop this. I think that's what I want to do right now.
If it's made of sand, I can write.
Do I want to leave this back? They're almost certainly blocking it. I push 2 damage either way. They're probably not trading with the 2/1 if I leave it back, so I think this is a fine attack to start then. You never know. I think I'll go ahead and start with Zonite Urchin because you never know, we could chain a bunch of things we want to discard and or play. I think the Zonite Urchin starting with this is where going to 4 mana next turn. I'm gonna discard the Sion maybe. I don't know that we'll have time for Lady of Blood. So that could be a pretty safe discard off of this Grave Physician. I definitely want to play it this turn. I think this Lady of Blood is probably not going to be good enough. Without anything to spend the spell mana on in sight, I'd rather just use up all of our resources every round. Okay, that's interesting. I'm fine with that, actually. Now, of course, we immediately draw the thing I could have spent the spell mana on. Now the question is, do we Noble Rebel? We can then Zonite Urchin this Ancient Warmonger and make it a big beefy boy. Or do I want to just Twin Blade Revenant maybe this thing? Force them to have another blocker for the Fearsome unit? And if they do, then I can always just get the Zillion. Okay.
Anything else?
I'll just do this then.
Yes?
Out of my way.
Next turn might be a Noble Rebel. Ooh, okay, now I'm thinking Ancient Warmonger this turn, double Noble Rebel the following. Yeah, I'll play this. Do they have a Xerath to play?
Little booms are just as good as big ones.
Let's see what they got going on. But this is definitely, we're definitely just playing out our hand. Probably have, they could have the 3 mana, you know, deal 4, stun one of my, deal damage to something, stun one of my things, which would obviously be bad, but we're gonna have to fight through that stuff eventually. Next turn, Sion comes down, I think. Let's... This can't trade with either of these, which is nice. Do they have a pump spell for her, maybe? Sure. Feeling like we're in an okay spot. And then they do that, which is kind of annoying.
Give her its chance.
I think even if this is popping off... Yeah. I think we have pretty good opening attacks. Anyway. Less true now. I still think we're supposed to open attacks. No, I don't think so. We got double Lost Soul that we could play. Ooh, not quite, because we don't have all of the mana. Nice. This is still lethal though, as is. So they need another Quicksand. They need fast removal. They could also be running Stress Defense to make him less good. I think I'm supposed to play out more stuff.
The party has arrived. I hate parties.
Maybe I should start with Zonite Urchin, actually. Okay, well, like, that's
Haven't I been here before?
an interesting first play.
Anything else?
That's a nice hit. It's not like this is just not a good first play from them, and the predict doesn't do much unless they plan on drawing more cards. So, like, do they have the 2-mana landmark that does it? Are they going to play another Hidden Paths that really is using up most of their mana for the turn at this point? So they really need something else. Like, I figured, is that really all they have? What do they have going on here? Huh.
Now we're cooking.
Oh, but you see that doesn't do that.
Damn, I'm good.
I'm glad we I'm glad we played out our stuff. I felt like we were more likely to lose to open attacks there than to develop board and then attack. The scariest thing they could have done was destroy their landmark, kill, you know, my 5/5 Overworm, or kill Sion, actually. I think he was weak enough, yeah, because of double time one. They could have killed Sion, so I waste that rally trigger, and of course I lose a, you know, 10-6 Overwhelm, 10-4 Overwhelm. And then they get back their their unit who's now a 5/3 fearsome. That could have been the worst thing did, and yet, but still, because of how much stuff we could have then played out, I think it was correct to do, and yet it worked out. Would like a 1-mana discard, but I think I'm supposed to keep this. Is that true? Yeah, I might be keeping this. Well, I technically asked for that. It's not quite what I meant though. Well, hello there. So one of them is gonna get played by a spinning axe the following turn, so maybe this is the turn we pressure with them. I think I want to try to save it, actually.
Death is transient, as long as the body holds blood.
Second Draven, not bad, especially if this first one eats it.
Yep, yep, yep.
Time for the main event.
I wanna play.
I actually kind of want them to attack.
This is gonna hurt for you.
The more axes, the better. Even if they Ravenous Flock here, it just doesn't do much. Start with this and see what they do. Well, that's unblockable still for that. So, with that in mind, what do I want to play? This could get bigger. Or sorry, this can make this bigger, but I think I want to play this next turn. I don't have much else going on in this hand.
You hoping they'll die of boredom?
Maybe I'm just supposed to swing with what I have and go double spinning axe. That can't be right.
Sultan stitches to awaken the blood within. Now we're cooking.
I know these decks run Ravenous Flock, and that's probably the other reason why they hit this aggressively and still swung in with their 1/1. So that's why I'm powering this up. This is also technically unblockable on this board. They could have something else, but it was a pokey stick.
Draven.
Either way, I was pretty sure the Draven was dying, so that's why I'm spinning it here. Surprised they didn't. I think they kind of mismanaged their blocks there a little bit. So I think this turn we Warmonger, and then next turn we can play these two. Spinning Axis, Fallen Rider if we don't have anything better to do. So this is what they found off of... I wonder if they just do that. So this is what they found off of that that telescope. We know that now. Start with Draven.
The party has arrived.
I got a blocker here, but I don't mind losing that. I think with this rummage in hand, we're not gonna proactively discard the Fallen Rider with the spinning axe, because I'll probably discard both of these. Okay, I mean I'm still gonna attack with it though.
Do this.
No fear.
Okay.
This mama is the beast mama.
I should make a speech. Where's my speech?
Pops, in your hat. I put it in your hat this morning. On it and on him.
Hang on. We're rolling.
Serving lead.
Figured a full board was better than trying to hit this for here to not get another block or whatever. Alright, who's got the highest defense? They all kind of do. This trades with this, which I don't like if this game goes longer. It's not going longer. Our opponent has nothing. I actually didn't even see what our final draw there was. I just assumed it didn't matter. Rematch. I don't think this is the same person, but rematch against this deck, sort of. I don't think I want... Lost Soul could be good if they got off to a better start with like Fizz or Poppy. Flame Chompers I think is fine. Okay, let's get rid of the rest of this.
So 10 stitches to awaken the blood within.
This mama is the beast mama. Proud and loud.
I think it's worth hitting this now. Just because they're going to get to create so many blockers over the course of this game. I guess they could have a stress defense, so maybe that's not worth.
You dropped something.
I dropped everything.
Depending on what we draw, we might actually put down... Okay, no, I think it's the Revenant now. Oh, I could have stopped that technically, right? I could have time twistered, hit something.
Let's go! Grab my hat! Comb my mustache!
Yeah, it was a bit hasty of me, I suppose.
Wouldn't be a quest without some danger.
A crimson hue marks this bloody dawn.
That was definitely a bit of a mistake.
Noxus has needed
I'm attacking.
Death! Doom!
Hurry, Doctor. You've work to do.
Yes, my lady. At once.
Anything else?
I guess our board is getting kind of wide, so that's pointless. Yeah, maybe I should have started with either the Draven or the Twin Blade Revenant and see what they do. Doesn't mean I'll get a blocker next turn though, I suppose, which is not not
My
the worst.
moustache with bars.
We shall begin.
Begone, wretch!
Quiet, please.
Absolutely. Topple!
Yeah, maybe the Draven was a better play to give us that option to push a little bit more damage.
I learned my scars.
Even that's not great because we have to lose something not to not die. A lot of stuff.
Be back soon.
So do they have the Ravenous Flock in hand? I wonder. I don't know if that really matters.
Looks like I'm ready. Bye-bye. I have the best job. Time for the moneymakers. God needs victims. I hate you.
They do have the Ravenous block. That's unfortunate. So gotta kill this. This actually does more damage. Oh boy, we're gonna disconnect there. Where's he at? Oh wow, he didn't play Targon yet, so yeah, we're just dead. Right, they'll play whatever they're missing this turn, and then then we lose the following turn.
I am stronger than the darkness within me.
Alright, we'll do one more game of this.
Man. Not
I only
my
plan on
fault.
playing an hour with this deck, and we're near that point. I think I made a mistake in that one turn where we attacked into all their stuff. I think I should have played out the Draven for sure, because then I could have used the spinning axis to like pump out more stuff and then threaten better trades with their things. I don't know that it would have really changed the outcome too much. They had a lot of life in the end, but I still think it's a mistake worth noting. Do I want the Reborn Grenadier? This is kind of a race. None of our stuff is blocking. I can discard this. The Time Winner actually might be fine in this matchup too. I'll get this in. See what our first draw is. Maybe that changes our decisions a little bit. So 1 mana deal 3, no big deal. Let's see what they play here. Flashing the Brilliance. They're turbo leveling her. Gotcha. Could be running Mystic Shot. So this is by no means guaranteed to hit. Nice that it did, though.
The Mirai will never know fear again! My quest is dangerous, but I will see it through.
So do we just lose then? I don't know if we can race them with turn whatever Nami. Very unlikely that this works. We'll give it a try.
Let the tide carry you.
Also gives us a Risen Rider, which is important.
Rise with the surf.
Although I guess we can't play it this round. To get excited. Something to get excited for. Hello, Wasting Light. Welcome. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Oh, I meant to put this back. Okay, whatever. Doesn't really matter. I don't think it's relevant. Gonna be too relevant this game.
Let the tide carry you.
So if we can somehow survive next turn, we're in an okay spot. Especially with that Sion draw. He's gonna target the weakest one next.
Ride the surging tides.
I think we're still dead though, right? They're gonna go up to. I don't think their health is what matters, but they're gonna get. They already have 9. Actually, we're exactly dead because they have 13. Alright, I think that's gonna do it for me. Those last couple games were mediocre. And we've hit an hour, so I think that's all for this one. Yeah, I think the deck's fine. It's just the way some of those games didn't break the way we would have wanted them to. I think we had some pretty close games. We had one kind of we had kind of a not so close game against the Caitlyn Teemo deck, but that's because we kind of full mulliganed an awful hand into a even worse hand and had just a really slow start. But yeah, if you're looking for something kind of reasonably aggressive and consistent, this might be the choice for you, although I probably would recommend something closer to what our opponent is playing, which is actually not too dissimilar to what we're playing on tomorrow's stream. So until then, thanks for stopping by, folks. We'll see you next time, and yeah, have a good evening.